The House will come to order. Prayer by the chaplain.
Spirit of life, spirit of justice, spirit of the ancestors who dreamed of liberty and who fought for that dream to include everyone, be with us in this chamber today. Let us begin by acknowledging that we gather on the ancestral, spiritual, and contemporary homelands of the Dakota and Anishinaabe people, who have cared for this land for generations far beyond the arrival of most of our ancestors. May this acknowledgement not be a gesture alone, but a call to right relationship with Native nations, with history, and with the earth itself. We gather today not only as legislators, but as caretakers of a shared promise. The promise of a land and people ever striving toward justice, toward equity, and toward a more compassionate and inclusive democracy. May we pause this moment to remember the sacredness of our charge. We are entrusted not with mere policy, but with the well-being of communities, the hopes of future generations, and the fragile ongoing experiment of self-government. Let us be mindful that power is not a possession, but a practice, one that asks for humility, courage, and deep listening. May we listen not only to those who are near to us, but to those who have long been silenced. May we center the voices of the poor, the marginalized, the working parent, the immigrant, the elder, the child, and the generations yet to be born. May we see not only party lines, but the lines of human connection that run deeper still. May we be bold enough to seek common ground without surrendering the ground of conscience. May love and kindness be our highest guide. In our deliberations, may we seek not simply what is expedient, but what is right. Not what is popular, but what is just. Not only what is profitable, but what is life-giving for all people who call Minnesota home and for this beautiful land itself. Where there is vision, may we plant seeds of understanding. Where there is cynicism, may we nurture the roots of hope. Where there is injustice, may we rise in the spirit of repair. Grant us patience to stay grounded, the imagination to envision what has not yet been, and the clarity to act with integrity on behalf of all those we have the privilege of representing. We ask this not in the name of one tradition or faith, but in the spirit of beloved community, in the name of all that is holy, all that is worthy, and all that calls us to our better selves. May our work be a blessing. May it bend the moral arc of the universe ever closer to justice. May it serve the people with wisdom and compassion. Amen. Blessed be.
The chaplain for today is Reverend Laura Thompson from Minnesota Valley Unitarian Universalist Fellowship in Bloomington, Minnesota. Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing and recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk will take the roll. The clerk will call the name of the member voting remotely.
Kozlowski.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Leach.
Can't hear it.
Members, could you please take your conversations off the House floor?
Kozlowski.
One more time.
Kozlowski present.
Kozlowski, present.
The clerk will close the roll. A quorum is present. The chief clerk will read the journal of the preceding day.
Journal of the House, 94th session, 2025, 16th legislative day, St. Paul, Minnesota, April 1st, 2025.
If there is no objection, further reading of the journal will be dispensed with, and the journal will be approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Hearing no objections, the journal is approved as corrected by the chief clerk. Reports of standing committees and divisions. A copy of this order of business is at your desk and online. If there are no objections, the report will be adopted. Hearing no objections, the reports are adopted. Second reading of House File.
Second reading House File number 101.
Second reading.
Second reading House File number 1982.
Second reading.
And second reading House File number 2543.
Second reading. Introduction of bills. The following House files have been offered for introduction today. The chief clerk will report the House files and give them their first reading.
Introduction of first reading of House Files 3034 through 3079.
First reading House Files 3034 through 3079. Messages from the Senate.
Message from the Senate, Madam Speaker. I have the honor to inform the House of Representatives that the Senate is ready to meet with the House in a joint convention at 6:45 p.m. Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025, to receive the message of the Honorable Tim Walz, Governor of the State of Minnesota, which will be delivered at 7 o'clock p.m. The message is signed Thomas S. Bodern, Secretary of the Senate.
Members, again, I would like to remind you to take your conversations off the House floor. Motions and resolutions. There are copies of non-controversial motions at the House desk and online. If there is no objection, we'll take action on these motions first. Hearing no objections, the motions prevail.
Frazier moves that House File number 2990 be recalled from the Committee on Workforce, Labor, and Economic Development, Finance, and Policy and be re-referred to the Committee on Judiciary, Finance, and Civil Law.
I recognize the member from Hennepin, the motion maker, Representative Frazier.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is my motion. This is a clone bill just to deal with specific items in the DLI policy bill that needs to go to judiciary, and it went to the wrong committee, so we want to make sure it goes to judiciary so we can hear those pieces.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say nay. The motion prevails. Announcements. I recognize the member from Anoka, Representative Niska.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 3:30 p.m. Thursday, April 3rd, 2025.
Representative Niska moves that when the House adjourns today, it adjourns until 3:30 p.m. Thursday, April 3rd, 2025. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed, say nay. The motion prevails. Representative Niska.
I move that the House do now adjourn.
Representative Niska moves that the House do now adjourn. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion prevails and the House stands adjourned until 3:30 p.m. Thursday, April 3rd, 2025.